You didn't find this letter by accident. Maybe something shattered, quietly, invisibly. Maybe it slipped in beside your coffee, or showed up through a friend who sees you better than you let on. Or maybe you picked it up not knowing what you were looking for, only that you've been aching for someone to speak to the places you never gave yourself permission to name. This isn't a self-help letter. It won't tell you to get up and smile through it. There are no tidy resolutions in these pages. No magic words that will fix the way the world has bent itself against you. But maybe, just maybe, this book will speak with you. Because this isn't just a letter. It's a confession, bound in paper and ink. It's the echo of what I've carried, and what I imagine you've carried too. It's a letter to the parts of yourself you've long stopped checking on. A map for anyone who's forgotten how to grieve, how to rage, how to heal. I remember what it's like to feel unseen, to scream in rooms where no one listens, to pray in silence and feel the echo swallow your voice, to wonder if you're the only one barely holding it together, beneath the curated gloss of a good enough life. These are not just my stories. They're stitched together from pieces of all of us. The broken-hearted, the almost healed, the ones who laugh too loudly to hide the trembling, the ones who disappeared behind success or silence or shame. Here you'll find letters to the one who can't get out of bed, to the child who learned to stay silent in places that demanded their quiet, to the addict who still wakes up every day and chooses to fight, whether that fight looks like fire or a faint flicker. There are words here for the pastor who told me I was broken, and for the God I ran from but never stopped talking to. There's one for you too, yes you, if you've ever wondered whether your pain disqualifies you from being loved. You see, for years I tried to write books that explain things. Polished essays, clean arcs, stories with beginnings, middles, and ends, delivered with the poise of someone who had made peace with their ghosts. But that was never true, and to be honest, I think the world has enough experts. What we need are companions, witnesses, people willing to say, me too, without trying to fix you, so this is my me too. It's the scar I stopped hiding, the prayer I never finished, the letter I wrote and rewrote until my hand stopped shaking. And I didn't write it for a million readers. I wrote it for one, the one still aching, the one still here. Maybe you were the one who kept your head down, the one who carried the family secrets without asking why, the one who smiled for photos you don't remember taking, because your body was there, but your soul was trying to survive. Or maybe you were the loud one, the overachiever, the fixer, the one who made everything better for everyone else, so no one would notice how tired you really were. Maybe you're both. A paradox walking quietly through this world, begging to be heard without having to scream. This book is for you, to the one who was told they're too much. Too emotional, too dramatic, too intense, too vulnerable, too honest, too bold. What they really meant was, you made me feel something I wasn't ready to feel. You reminded me of a truth I buried. You spoke a language I forgot how to understand. Don't shrink for them. Don't apologize for feeling deeply in a world that profits off numbness. Here you are allowed to be too much. You're allowed to be wild and wounded, tender and tired, faithful and furious. I won't police your prayers here. You can cry out in rage and still be holy. You can weep over a childhood you deserved but never received. You can question God and still be found in His story. I don't know what you were told, but I'll tell you this. You're not too much. You're just not easy to carry for people who never learned to hold what's sacred, to the doubter, the believer, and everyone in between. Somewhere along the way, faith became a performance, a place where grief was rushed and doubt was disciplined instead of held. But I believe in a God who waits at the edge of our questions, who listens to the angry prayers, who shows up in the detour and the depression. Faith isn't something you earn, it's something you live through. It's not linear, it's not polished, it's honest. So if you've spent years trying to reconcile the God you heard about with the pain you've lived through, you're not alone. And no, you're not broken. You might be exactly where the resurrection begins. To the one who almost didn't make it. There are letters in here about the night I almost gave up, about the mirror I broke, not from vanity but from self-hate, about the dreams I buried, believing they weren't worth resurrecting. And still I'm here. And so are you. That matters. Your survival is a sacred, holy thing. Not because it makes you stronger than others, but because it makes you real, human, held. You're not weak for reaching the edge. You're brave for choosing to stay one more day. And if today's not that day, that's okay too. You are seen, even in the unraveling. I believe with everything in me that you were meant to find this. Not because I'm some brilliant oracle, but because I wrote it with trembling hands and open wounds. And somehow it found its way into yours. Maybe it's not even about the words. Maybe it's about the quiet reminder that you're not the only one still trying. Maybe you just needed permission to feel, to name the ache, to hope again. So here's your permission to feel, to rage, to cry, to rest, to begin again as many times as it takes. Let these letters be your companions, not because I have all the answers, but because I've walked through the shadows too,